Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mongo Slay, and today we're going to be talking about theme songs. Something that is very, very important as becoming more important by the week. Now, I originally made a video in late August of talking about the theme songs, but I never put it out because there was so much stuff going on. So I just had to re-record it. So essentially, August the 24th, Keith Lee debuts on Monday Night Raw to the worst theme song ever. To a theme song that does not fit, not only not fits his character, it was a complete and total bait and switch where we thought we were going to get Bask in His Glory, and then we got some other kids bop version of something bad. It was terrible. It was awful. So it made me think. And of course, since then, since I recorded that previous video, there has been a bunch of theme changes. The Hurt Business theme has changed. The Iconics, their theme is gone. So now both Peyton Royce and Billy Kay have new theme songs. Both of them suck. The Hurt Business theme song is not good. So there's just been a lot going on. So for people who don't know, maybe you're not in the loop. WWE got rid of CFO Dollar Sign, who did the WWE themes between 2014 and 2019. And so since 2020 has started, or since late 2019, they have been working with Def Rebel. The difference between this is WWE owns everything that Jim Johnston created, and they own everything that Def Rebel creates, but they only own 50% of what CFO Dollar Sign created. So they're trying to get rid of all the CFO Dollar Sign themes so they won't have to pay those guys. And apparently those guys not only left WWE, but they've broken up. So they're not even together anymore. So apparently this is a whole big hubbub, which is why Keith Lee's theme music had to be changed, why the Iconics theme music had to go, and why so many other people's theme musics are being changed. It's awful. So for people who don't know, let's talk about CFO Dollar Signs, because Jim Johnston is the GOAT, right? Jim Johnston created some awesome fucking things. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, D-Generation X, The Undertaker. He is the composer of your childhood. That is Jim Johnston. He doesn't need any explanations. But I will talk about Jim Johnston quite a bit after I talk about CFO Dollar Sign. So Jim Johnston was moved out in like 2013, 2014. And then CFO Dollar Sign came in, and they were responsible for a litany of garbage tier NXT themes. Their themes were straight trash tier. I'm talking like that's not even some shit you want to hear in the mall. I want to talk about some shit like it was fucking awful. It was awful, pathetic, low quality, low talent shit. It was absolute trash. Now, over time, I'm guessing somebody kicked them in the ass or something, and things got better. Because CFO Dollar Sign created the Shinsuke Nakamura theme, the Aleister Black theme. They made the Bobby Roode theme. They created some good stuff. The Drew McIntyre thing with the war drums, which is fucking badass. My God, that's a badass theme. So they created some good stuff. But they also created a lot of trash. Okay. They created a lot of trash. They did make also Rhea Ripley's theme. They made some decent themes. Okay. It wasn't all trash. They made some decent themes. So my first idea, before I found out about Def Rebel, I was talking about maybe we should just bring old Jim Johnston back. Which, of course, why wouldn't you want to bring the GOAT back? Jim Johnston is only like 60 something. He's still making themes. He made a theme for PCO, who wrestled in WWE as Jean Pierre Lafitte, the eye patch wearing pirate back in the mid 90s. So if you remember that guy, he still wrestles. He's wrestling as a Frankenstein monster now, and I think he either was the ROH World Champion or he is. I'm pretty sure the answer is was, because I think Roosh is the ROH World Champion now. I'm not sure. In any event, he made a theme for PCO, which I thought was pretty dope, and I was like, man, he still got it. Jim Johnston has still got it. And WWE's theme music right now is at low quality. It is almost AEW tier. Now, AEW has about 4 or 5 different themes that I think are pretty good. Sammy Guevara's theme is pretty good. Darby Allin's theme is pretty good. Of course, Jericho's theme is great, but there are not that many great themes in AEW. So I that's kind of also why I want Jim Johnston to be brought in, is to do to keep him from making AEW's themes actual cool. No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. But just to but the reason I really wanted Jim Johnston back, we'll get to there in a second. But theme songs are becoming very important because sometimes these theme songs don't even fit the character. It is very, very important that the theme song, that the music fits the character, that the lyrics that are coming out of the artist fit the character. And Jim Johnston was really, really good at that. And he was really good at actually picking talent to go with it. Like, a lot of people don't know that he picked some pretty decent rappers and they kind of went under the radar. Well, he picked one very, very bad rapper. But or two very, very well. I don't think he picked the second one, but he had Little Kim, who actually, Little Kim from the Junior Mafia, from the Notorious B.I.G. She actually did Trish Stratus' theme song, and I didn't know that until I told my homeboy the other day, and I was like, "Yo, you know that Trish Stratus' theme song was done by Little Kim?" And I was like, "Well, I guess everybody who has ever listened to Naughty by Nature knows that Shane McMahon's theme song is Tretch by Naughty by Nature." And then I was like, I was, bouncing around. Of course, the worst rapper in the history of all raps, I can rap better than Silk the Shocker, who did the theme song for MVP's original theme. That's Silk the Shocker from No Limit. He's absolute trash, absolutely garbage. And Mano, who was a one-hit wonder, he did the song for Mustafa Ali, but I'm pretty sure that's CFO $. That's not Jim Johnston. So Jim Johnston kind of knew how to approach the character, how to approach the music to fit the character, and that was beautiful. That was excellent. Mwah. He knew what he was doing. CFO $, they can make big orchestral stuff like the Nakamura and the Rude theme. They knew how to create a mood. And, but of course they kind of slacked on the lyrics. Like songs that was lyrics is like, I do love the American Alpha theme, which is gone now because Shorty G or Chad Gable, his theme song had to change. They mutilated the Baron Corbin thing, which is actually pretty good too. They just mutilated that. But so I just kind of want these guys to work on these themes and work on them professionally and get some some professional grade theme music jumping off in this bitch, okay? Because a lot of this stuff that sounds now, it sounds like TNA in 2004 level stuff. It's not good. It's got to go. Like I couldn't tell you. For starters, the worst part of the theme songs that are being introduced now is that they're not memorable. I don't remember what Billy Kay's theme song is, or Peyton Royce's theme song. And I've heard Keith Lee's theme song 4 or 5 times. I still don't remember it. It is completely not memorable. Now, is it as bad as CFO $'s NXT themes? No, because those songs were distinctive and they were distinctively bad. They were really, really bad. I'll never forget the Samoa Joe theme song from NXT. I'll never forget it. Boom, boom. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll never forget that. That was traumatizing because that did not fit Samoa Joe at all. But I said I was going to talk about why I wanted Jim Johnston to come back. So the reason I wanted Jim Johnston to come back is because I'm in love with this show on YouTube. It's called Rhythm Roulette. It's produced by Mass Appeal, which I think that's a record label owned by Nas. It's also a YouTube channel. And they do Rhythm Roulette where the different producers of hip hop, they go digging in crates for vinyl and then you actually watch them put a beat together. And I said to myself, wrestling is like a nerd smorgasbord, right? There's like a all you can eat nerd buffet when it comes to wrestling. And if you are a music nerd, it would be great for you to be able to sit back and watch, Jim Johnston put together a theme song from beginning to end. Now, they did do some of the more iconic themes on their YouTube channel where they would have Jim Johnston break down how he created The Undertaker's theme or how he created The Rock's theme or DX's theme. And that was cool. That was fun, but why stop there, right? Because there's so many other things. There's the Ted DiBiase theme, and there's the. I'm pretty sure I think Jimmy Hart created some of these older themes too. So I don't want to give him credit for every single one of them, but I think a lot of the older themes, like the Mr. Perfect theme and the Rick the Model Martel theme and the Ravishing Rick Rude theme, I think he did all that stuff. Like I said, he is the composer of your childhood. Why would you not want to, watch him put that together or recreate that, in perpetuity? He has so much information that he can say, "Oh, this is what I was thinking when the character was presented to me," blah 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 blah, and we get to watch him build that music, put that music together and play it live and see how it worked out and how much it affected everybody and how much they memorized it. You know, that stuff is so memorable. It's classic stuff, and it fits those guys perfectly. But not just that though. Like the rhythm roulette kind of idea of watching Jim Johnston put together a theme song, that's excellent. That we could do that in perpetuity forever without even bringing him out of retirement to continue doing the themes, because you might say, hey, we need a new sound for a new generation. Look, I get that part. But at least show me how the old generation was composed. Show me how the old generation was put together. And not just that, too. Like I said, like it's a nerd smorgasbord. It's not all you can eat. You can actually go into and show people character design. There's a lot of visual artists that are interested. The Rob Schamberger is a WWE artist. He does canvas to canvas, which is a sped up version of how he comes up with the various portraits that he creates. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I like that. I watch canvas to canvas. I think it's fun. But show me the character design stuff too. There's a lot of people out there who might be interested in and how the seamstresses put together WrestleMania gear or SummerSlam gear or something like that. Like, who draws the character, what the look is going to be for the show. Does it come from the wrestler? Does it come from marketing? Where does it come from? And then they send you this thing, and then you realize, like, hey, this is what the fabrics I'm going to use, and this is why I use these fabrics. Like, I'm personally not that deep into it, but there are people who are. Like, that's an opportunity to show people this is the amount of detail, this is the amount of effort we put into big shows, or we put into presenting our characters. And this is stuff that we do better than anybody else. And it's something that we can, and yes, maybe it's a little bit too much behind the scenes, but goddamn, you put out a documentary every week with various wrestlers crying, from big ass Braun Strowman to little ass Alexa Bliss. They crying in every goddamn documentary. You can show people how to put together a big match gear. How do we cover certain body parts without, things poking out and everything. What kind of fabrics do you use? Because people have different body types. Are they going to be able to breathe in that stuff? Like, you got Nakamura walking around in that Gold Dust bodysuit. It's like, you have these things that people are interested in. Let's go into it. Like, I was really interested in Superstar Inc., which is the show that they were talking about wrestlers' tattoos. They would tell the story of the wrestler's tattoo. I was interested in that show. They had a couple of episodes of it and then it disappeared. They have so many options that they could go into, and they just don't do it. I have no idea why, and I want to know whether there's some method to the madness of putting together this sort of ordeal, because they have world class everything. We could talk about and show us, hey, this is how our music department works. This is how our art character design department works. Like, you could find the original ideas for Kane when he's wearing the cape, the original ideas for Mankind, the original ideas for Bret Hart's character, the original ideas for Shawn Michaels, the original ideas for Goldust. All that stuff is online. You can find that stuff pretty much anywhere. Like, that stuff is designed, and nobody knows where the designs came from, but the designs exist. And sometimes people want to know, like, they kind of want to see, especially if you're a comic book reader, if you're a comic book person or something like that, like you're, you got your Travis Heckle, who does the art for Cornette, and the guy who does the art for AEW, which he basically just does comic book covers with AEW characters, like he'll do. Like I think he did. No, I don't think he did. I forget who he did, but it's basically a comic book cover. But he'll do it with AEW characters, and it's not that bad. It's actually pretty cool. So everybody has their artists, that they can help out and stuff like that. But I think that it's a good way of bringing more people in, of showing this is the effort that you put in. I mean, you're showing me fucking promo class where these guys can't talk. You're showing me how they do roles so they can learn how to not, bust their ass in the ring. Show me how we put the music together. The music together is not putting the music together is not exposing the business too much. It's not, like I don't want to go into the writer's room. That might be cool, but I think like that's the sanctuary. I don't really want to go in the writer's room as they debate who they should put the title on. Like some people may think that that's interesting. I think that that's too much. That's to me too much. But if you want to show me how the music is done, okay, fine. You want to show me how to put together the character, the fabrics, and how that whole process works. I like that too. I don't mind, the combine system that they have when they go to the performance center combine where they look at how far they can jump. It's basically like the fucking Olympics, but it's for performance center talents where they in there jumping over stuff and doing pole vaults and push-ups and jumping jacks and all that type of shit. Like all that's great, but open it up. If you're going to open this thing up, man, open it up. But that's really why I wanted Jim Johnston back. Not really to create new themes. So I understand the concept of you want to have younger, hipper themes. So I wave the white flag on that. I'll surrender that point. But there's so many other things that you could do, to bring people in and to bring people together, that it's disappointing that they choose not to. That fucking sucks. And they also need to get these themes together because these themes suck. They suck. They suck really bad. And if Jim Johnston can help you find that, I don't see why you wouldn't use it. Even if you don't go full born with letting him, compose everything. I think that if you just have him there to sort of help and guide and get a general idea, that might actually be a beautiful thing. And it actually make me feel better too, because I like the idea of, holding on to the nostalgia of, people who did so much for the company still having a job 20, 30 years later. I kind of like that idea. And I know that it's not guaranteed, things change. But I kind of like the idea that Jim Johnston created this, a lot, the soundtrack of a lot of my childhood and him being able to keep a job. I kind of like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, especially of all the theme music changes. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? I'm not really feeling the Hurt Business change. Not really feeling it. I know they just did it just to get rid of Cedric Alexander's theme. They're not slick. But let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later.